Tobacco company urges Guyana's president to review controversial tobacco legislation. And in sport, rain ruins the fourth round of the regional Under-15 Championship. I'm Dawn Paris, and this is the Caribbean in 10 for Thursday, August 3rd. I'll be back with the details after the break.
Join the Caribbean Broadcasting Union and its regional and international partners at the CBU Annual General Assembly, August 21st through 24th at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel in Nassau, the Bahamas, under the theme Digital Developments in Caribbean Media. Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, Dr. the Honorable Hubert Alexander Minnis, will welcome delegates during the opening ceremony. Guyana's Minister of Public Telecommunications, the Honorable Kathy Hughes, will offer a keynote address on digital developments in the region. See the launch of the UNESCO-sponsored Manual of Social Media Guidelines for Caribbean Journalists, with guest speaker Jamaica's Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Llewellyn. And hear from international media players about the new developments in digital television standards in Europe, the US, and Japan. And this year's Caribbean Broadcasting Awards Gala at the Atlantis Resort Paradise Island is not to be missed. Call 246-430-1007 to book your space in the 3-day conference and exhibition. Don't miss the CBU 48th Assembly at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel in Nassau from August 21st through 24th. Discounts on flights to the assembly on the official airline, Caribbean Airlines.
We begin in Guyana. The Demerara Tobacco Company has called on President David Granger to reconsider sections of the Tobacco Control Bill before signing it into law. Yesterday, the director of the Demerara Tobacco Company, Maureen Curtin, said the company is not opposed to the regulations, but is concerned that the measures are discriminatory, highly draconian, and even unconstitutional. Curtin also urged the president to send the bill back to Parliament for it to be analysed and reviewed by a select committee to minimise the impact of the measures, not just for the industry, but also for citizens. She says some of the proposals are not balanced or justified. Curtin adds that while the bill proposes to ban indoor smoking, advertising and sponsorship and promotions to protect non-smokers, there are several other measures that require further probing and amending. Among them are the definition of the terms workplace and public spaces. Curtin expressed concern that the definition of a workplace within the bill was too broad and believes public places should be allowed to set up adequate designated smoking areas. Trinidad and Tobago's Immigration Division is defending conditions under which people are held at its detention center. This after several complaints that people were living in inhumane conditions. But the chief immigration officer says the conditions are not filthy as have been claimed, and the majority of detainees have been deemed unsuitable to remain in the country. We get the details in this CNC3 news report.
A group of Cubans remains in custody in a prison in Trinidad and Tobago and say that they fear deportation.
Conditions at the Immigration Detention Center in Arepo under the spotlight. This Cuban news report posted in January and another last month highlight the plight of more than a dozen Cuban nationals there.
It has now moved to Trinidad and Tobago. 15 Cubans, 12 men and the rest women, have been in a prison for immigrants and without documents.
These photographs sent to CNC3 show the conditions under which some of the detainees are living. One telling us they are treated like dogs. Others say they are being kept like prisoners with no hope of getting out. One of the men reportedly contracted chickenpox and spread it to others, while there are reports that at least one Chinese national attempted to commit suicide in the last 2 weeks. However, one senior official says a lot of the material and videos are old and some people are trying to create mischief. Chief Immigration Officer Charmaine Gandhi Andrews says that there is usually increased agitation at the detention center around emancipation. While she admits the conditions are not that of a 5-star hotel, she says that detainees receive 3 meals a day, they have access to a medic 24/7, a doctor visits once a week, each have their own bed, and the state provides each with personal hygiene products.
An earthquake with a magnitude of 4.3 was felt across southern and central parts of the Dominican Republic yesterday evening. The Seismological Institute of the Autonomous University of Santo Domingo says the tremor was located 12 kilometers north of San Jose de Ocoa at a depth of 10 kilometers. According to a report from the Civil Defense, the tremor was felt in the greater Santo Domingo and surrounding areas. There were no reports of injuries or damage. Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next.
3, 2, 1. Rah! This is Dynamite from St. Vincent and the Grenadines inviting you to come out to the Caribbean Junior Monarch in Barbados, August 20th. Rah! Rah-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Rah! Rah-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Rah! Rah-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Breathe. When me touching at the place, rah! Everything is about sell off. Rah! Make sure you be there. Don't miss that one there. August 20th, Barbados. Breathe.
For more information, visit our website www.caribbeanjuniormonarch.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the CJMC.
In sports, only 39.4 overs were possible in the regional under-15 championship yesterday as heavy rain across the island wrecked the fourth round of the competition, and that was in Barbados. All the action came at the KMV Oval, where hosts and title favorites Barbados clashed with Guyana in a contest that was eventually rained out. In the other two encounters, Trinidad and Tobago versus Windward Islands at St. Catherine and Jamaica against Leeward Islands at Rubis, play was washed out without a ball bowled. Opting to bat first after play got underway just before 11 a.m., Guyana rallied to 66 for 9 in a game eventually reduced to 35 overs aside, with only Andre Ciprasad reaching double figures with 14. Tremaine Dowrich, Thierry Walcott and Renaco Belgrave all finished with 2 wickets each. Chasing a revised target of 64 off 30 overs, the Barbados innings lasted 17 deliveries and 15 minutes before rain returned at 4 p.m. to end play prematurely. Each team earned a point from the no results. The final round is set to bowl off tomorrow. The Canadian, widely considered to be Usain Bolt's biggest rival for the 100-meter gold at the World Athletics Championships in London, has been forced to pull out of the event after tearing a hamstring. Andre DEGRASSE, who won bronze in the 100-meter and silver in the 200-meter behind Bolt in Rio, had spoken confidently about being in the form of his life and his ambitions to beat Bolt in London. But those hopes ended when he ripped his hamstring in training earlier this week. In a message on his Facebook page, DeGrasse admitted his disappointment, saying, "Injuries are a part of the sport, and the timing of this one is especially unfortunate. While I'm in the best shape of my life and extremely disappointed that I will not have the chance to compete for my country in London, I can't forget or be ungrateful for the successes that I've been blessed with up to this point in my career. I'll be back stronger and faster than ever." His absence means that Bolt's greatest challenge in the 100-meter is likely to come from his compatriot Johan Blake, who has run 9.93 seconds this season, a time that is 0.02 seconds quicker than his friend and rival. And that's sports. Join us again this evening at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline.